Hola mi gente, ¿cómo están? Hoy en este video vamos a aprender cómo aprender español. Sí, pero tranquilo, vamos a hacerlo en inglés obviamente. Solo tuve que, no sé cómo se dice, flex on you hoes a little bit. Just so you know that I'm really about this life, okay? I speak this language. ¿Sí me entiendes? Okay. Anyways, if you're new here, mi nombre es Oti y llevo como 1 año y medio viviendo acá en Medellín, Colombia. And I'm basically just going to be sharing my Spanish learning journey, what worked for me, because I actually only started learning as an adult. Yeah, recently, okay, I am not one of those people who did like 4 years of Spanish in high school and then, you know, I'm picking it back up now. Brand new. Frickety fresh. Okay, so if you want to know exactly how I went from zero to this highly conversational, almost fluent level, then you're in for a treat. Okay, vamos pues. Okay, so there are 3 main ways I went about this, but we are going to start with number 2, which is entertainment, the most common one. Okay, we've all heard watch TV in your target language, listen to podcasts, read articles, blah blah blah. Sure, that's great, except that stuff just ends up being pure entertainment the way most people do it. Okay, I'm an example kind of guy, so let's exhibit A. Okay, this is the opening scene of one of my favorite Spanish shows ever, Monarca. Let's watch it together, then I'll explain what I'm getting at.
Dime una cosa que no te haya dado mi papá o el tío Agustín. Una.
La constructora, que es la que te da de comer.
Está paralizada, esa. Aquí el único que trae dinero a la compañía soy yo con los hoteles. Y si el mundo no sabe que nos está cargando la chingada, es gracias al trabajo que
Mejor
hago.
cállate.
Ya estás borracho, siéntate.
Es neta, mejor cállate. Es el mejor momento para que mi papá nos explique por qué a él jamás se le ocurriría darte a ti la empresa.
Cállate.
Va, ¿por qué no la explicas?
Mejor él que tú.
Tú no tienes ni voz ni voto en esta familia.
¡Basta ya! ¡Todos!
Now, be honest. How much of the Spanish were you actually listening to? 0. Let's just be real. You were just reading the subtitles. That's what was going on. Okay, and I can't even blame you. Okay, it's a new show, new characters. There's so much going on. It's a heightened scene, like a lot to process, right? The last thing your brain is doing is listening to a foreign language that you don't understand, right? So now that we're all on the same page that watching TV is pure entertainment, where do we go from here? You just gotta watch it again. Honestly, that's just the tea, and preferably this time with Spanish subtitles, okay? Why? 1, because repetition is king. You heard it the first time, you read the English subtitles, so now you know what's going on, right? With the Spanish subtitles, now your brain is gonna start doing that like audio-visual connection. You're gonna start seeing the actual words they're using. Now you're hearing the audio again, like, and things are gonna start like gelling that way, right? And another reason why I think this step is so important is because you're also going to be seeing the words used in context, right? As opposed to some random Duolingo sentence that they give you for your homework. Like, that shit is out of nowhere. You're like, do I use these words when I'm trying to sound formal, casual, blah, blah, blah? You don't know, right? So when you're watching TV, you see like the context in which they're using the words. And then sometimes when I'm in grind mode, I have my laptop beside me, just like making a whole vocabulary list that I would like reference later when I'm just, you know, in my downtime or like when I'm studying or whatever, right? So you watch it one time with English subtitles, so you know what's going on. You watch it a second time with Spanish subtitles, and if you want to give extra credit, you watch it a third time without subtitles. Because, when I moved to Colombia, bro, and I would be talking to people in the streets, I just used to be like, yo, where the fuck are your subtitles right now? I don't know what's going on. Like, someone help. Like, in real life, people do not have subtitles under their mouth, okay? So when you're watching TV, you actually want to take off the subtitles eventually and make sure you're really listening. I know I just called it extra credit, but girl, it's really part of the homework, okay? Like, is watching a show 3 times annoying as hell? Sure, but you asked me how I became fluent in record time, okay? This is the work. I don't make the rules. And it's like, same thing goes for music, right? You can't blast Bad Bunny in your ears on your way to the gym and you think you're learning Spanish. Baby, you're not, okay? Like, you need to sit down and go translate that whole song, okay? Use ChatGPT, just like copy paste the lyrics, put it in there and be like, hey, can you translate this for me line by line? Like, that is the way you're gonna learn. It's the key to learning with entertainment is you need to be more active than passive. You can't just like sit back and consume and like, right? Like for me, the first song I translated was Échame la culpa. Oh my God, where's that song? Solamente te falta un beso, solamente te falta un Échame la culpa. That is my jam. No, for real. So make it fun, basically, right? Any bops that you've rocked with over the years, like, go translate that shit. Be like, let me see what you'll be talking. Sorry, I'm out of breath. That was so intense. How did I even get up there? Anyways. But go look up some jams and be like, yo, let me see what y'all been talking about this whole time. You know, like Despacito. But actually, they're talking about some nasty shit in that song. So viewer discretion is advised, okay? But, you know, just find some jam, make it fun. That is the key to language learning. But make sure you're also being active with it and not just like laying back. Because there's a limit to how much you would pick up from just like consuming. Entertainment. So entertainment was number 2, but the first step, in my very humble opinion, is to get a good teacher, okay? As I mentioned earlier, I never learned Spanish in high school or anything. So for me to actually get here to where I could speak the thing cohesively, correct grammar and all that stuff, I genuinely think you need to get a good teacher who knows how to teach, who prioritizes practice and all that stuff. Like, this is my homegirl. We've been together for a minute now. Oh, this is true love, okay? Like, Isela, te agradezco mucho. Ya sabes cuánto. De verdad, mil gracias. We'll come back to my teacher, but the thing is, Spanish has a lot of grammar rules and structures and stuff that don't exist in English. So you really need someone to break it down to you. I meet some people who move here, for example, and be like, oh yeah, no, I don't have a teacher. I just like talk to the people in the streets, and they be feeling themselves. And I'm over here like, I can tell. Like, you speak in present tense only. You can't form complex sentences. Your vocabulary is hella limited. Like, it shows, okay, in case you were wondering. And I'm not trying to sound like a judgmental asswife, but it's just the tea, right? The thing is, a local in the streets is hardly ever gonna stop mid-conversation and correct your grammar, right? They're just gonna understand what you were trying to say and keep it pushing. So that's the issue with like learning in the street. You like plateau after some time. So I genuinely think you need a teacher, and get one who has experience and prioritizes practice. Like with my teacher, every time we learn a new grammar structure, she like forces me to like practice how to actually like say stuff and make it fun, as always. Like, ella no me habría llamado si... Wait. Si supiera? No? Okay. Si supiera que estoy con su novio.
Con su novio, muy bien. Seguramente no te habría llamado. Ahora ella lo va a pensar. Si yo lo hubiera sabido antes.
No te... Oh, fuck. Okay.
Ajá.
Sí, no te habría llamado.
Correcto, exactamente. Pero no lo sabía, entonces.
Entonces te llamé. You know, I really just be fucking around, coming up with dumb sentences and just like having a good time. And I would say like the most important thing is to get a teacher you like vibe with. Like, that's why I've been able to be consistent, because I like my teacher. She's my friend at this point, my therapist, everything. Oh my God, I like love this woman. But there's times, let's say I do like 3 classes a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or whatever, and we're supposed to learn something new on Wednesday. However, we get to class and I'm like, girl, put that shit away. Like, let me tell you what the fuck happened on Tuesday. And I like spill all the tea. But the thing is, I have to do it in Spanish. Like, so as I'm narrating, I'm getting my practice and she's actually correcting me, right? As opposed to a local in the street, because she's a teacher. And you know, there's so many ways to find a teacher. I would say it's like relatively affordable. There's like italki, Preply, all these like different sites. I don't mind sharing my teacher, but I don't just want to like drop her contact like openly. I want to make sure you're not going to be a flaky bitch. So I'm going to leave a form in my description. If you think you want to give it a shot, like answer the questions I have, and then I'm going to see if I want to send you the deets. Okay, I don't need anyone wasting her time. Thank you. But also, if you feel like you don't have the funds right now for a teacher, then get a language buddy who maybe is trying to learn your language. So English, for example, they're trying to learn English, you're trying to learn Spanish. And you know, you try to be like disciplined about it, where like maybe y'all meet Tuesdays and Thursdays. On Tuesdays, y'all just do English. On Thursdays, y'all just do Spanish. It really needs structure, in my very humble opinion. You can find a language buddy on sites like Hello Talk. There is Tandem, conversationexchange.com. I have not used these, so I don't really know how they function. I just did some research. Okay, so you are gonna have to go figure it out. But No, but recording yourself also is a big way to grow. Oh my God. Like I would record random conversations I have in like Ubers with the driver, or like I would go to the market and just be like asking random questions. In my head, I'm eating, I'm really speaking the Spanish. When I go home and watch the video, I'm like, bro, what the fuck were you even trying to say, bro? Like it didn't come through. So record conversations you have and listen back. It might be cringe, but it would definitely aid your growth in general. Now, my final method was AI, ChatGPT, but I don't want this video to be too long, so watch this video over here where I break down how I use AI as my secret sauce.